did to me for Aquarius. Like it kind of blanked out for a moment, and I don't want to lose all my fucking readings. So I just started a new live. If you're being asked to invest in something, I just don't think it's the right time. I don't think it's the right time. Okay? And I think there are going this look, if please only follow this advice if your intuition will you, because for me me sharing this is more like confirmation, if anything. If you were already thinking, yeah, I didn't think it was the right time either, trust that, because I just think something is going to change. Either somebody's circumstances are going to change where, like, if you invest in like that extracurricular, you might not be able to get your money back. And like, I don't know if it's that you would move away or that somebody gets injured. I don't know. I just don't feel like you get your money back if things change. So that's the message that's coming through. And it might even be, I hate to say it, that depending on your financial situation, the money that you had set aside for your kids' extracurricular, you might need to use for something else. And if I'm just being honest, Libra, speaking as a kid who did not grow up doing extracurricular sports, they'll be okay. They'll be okay. I would much more focused on academic personally, just because that's kind of just where I mean, it was easier to do academic stuff after school versus sports. And then I would get home on like the, they were like after school bus. I don't even know if that's fucking a thing anymore, but it was a little bit more manageable for my parents. And depending on how old they are, I don't know. I just don't want you to beat yourself up. I don't want you to beat yourself up, because I do know, I think parents have a tendency to put pressure on themselves about this. And I really hope this is resonating with somebody, because I'm speaking a lot about this. Parents put a lot of pressure on themselves because, like, let's say they want to do ballet, and maybe you feel like, damn, if they don't do this year, then they're going to be behind. Maybe, but if they really want to do it, they'll figure out a way how to keep practicing themselves. And figuring out a way to like stay fit. I don't know. Kids are resilient. And maybe you find another way to raise money. I don't know. It's really not about the money. I really think it's just not a good time. I don't know. You take that how it resonates. I just don't think it's a good time. I really don't. I would feel a lot differently if like maybe your kid is in high school and they're like a junior or a senior and they're trying to get a football scholarship. Okay, that's a little bit different, and that is something that needs real consideration. But if they're like in little league, like, come on, it's going to be okay. It's going to be all right. All right. So advice and encouragement, Nine of Swords. We got to do something for the therapy. We got to do some sort of mental health something this month. So please do what you need to do. Call your therapist, set up an appointment, or do some journaling, whatever you need to do, babe. Okay? All right. So I'm going to recap, but let me just clear the deck here. Okay, here we go. Recap. Starting off the month, bruised and battered, sad. Theme of the month, change. What goes up must come down. We're experiencing an energy shift here. I want to believe it's for the better, but it's going to be uncomfortable from what I'm seeing. What to embrace? Four of Cups. You need to not be focused on what you don't have. Focus on what you do have. Gratitude for what you do have versus what hasn't. You might even be like, you always get the short end of the stick. That may be true. I'm not trying to water that down, but you focusing on that is not going to help you, So try your best to focus on what you do have. Obstacle to overcome, the moon. Maybe even maybe insomnia. Maybe you're having trouble sleeping this month. I do want to encourage you to find sleeping pills that aren't addictive or that aren't giving you a lot of side effects. So do look into that if that's the problem. Yeah. And working on shadow work, hidden fears and anxieties. Major accomplishment is Eight of Pentacles, maybe working, getting a job, or even just like excelling at work. And if that's our only win this month, then so be it. Because you just need something to make you feel like something's going right. What to avoid? Potentially traveling, potentially letting someone come see you, come visit you that you don't exactly trust, or that has been wanting to get in your good graces. I don't know that I feel that traveling is in your best interest this month, Libra. And maybe also needing to slow down, maybe not moving so quickly. Take your time in all the decisions you make this month. What to embrace? The Justice card. Now, this seems to be about a partnership or an alliance or a contract or agreement, maybe related to money. So maybe, especially if you've got a side business, take on extra contracts this month. It seems like you might need the money. Where to find support? Page of Wands, potentially related to a child or a young person. I'm getting a sports reference here or extracurricular. If you're needing to find out where to save money, it could be to decide to maybe skip a certain season for your kid, maybe not investing in an extracurricular this year or this season. Otherwise, if it's not related to a child, I would say the Page of Wands is about using your creative expression to your advantage, allowing yourself to explore other alternatives if you're needing to find more ways to either just work on your mental health or figuring out like just like in life, just what you want to fucking do right now. You might be feeling a little confused. I'm like, what the fuck am I supposed to be doing? You know, it is giving a little lost and it is giving a little dazed and confused this month. It feels like you're like, it feels like you've been turned around, like somebody spun you around and you have no sense of direction. No sense of direction. And you do not have survival skills, so you cannot figure out which way north is. You know? That's kind of what this month feels like. And we got to work through that anxiety and that fear and just trust our gut. Trust our intuition, which is also a message of the moon, needing to trust your intuition and trust the unseen. Trust what you feel. Trust what you sense. All right. That was a long monthly recap, but okay. Here we go. Let's look into your love and relationships. Let's see what's going on there. I gotta put all these back first, y'all. I'm hearing Legally Blonde. As I am on this perfect day. I don't know why. And nothing standing in my way. I wasn't listening to that song. I haven't heard it in a very long time. It's just, people say I'm ready to act my age. La la ba di da ba. La la me. Sorry, guys. Oh my God, I really zoned out. I really zoned out there for a second. I'm so sorry. I forgot I was recording. Jesus Christ. Okay. Yes, love and relationships. Oh my God, Libra, I'm so sorry. Gosh, see, that's what happens when it's just me. That is what happens when it's just me here. Okay, let's look at what we got going on. All right. Back of the deck energy is the Tower. Maybe we endured recently, in the recent past, upheaval, chaos, massive change. All right. Let's see what comes out of the Romance Angels before I get started. You got for Libra for the month of November 2025. Okay. Yeah. What else is here? So we have separation, playfulness, and express your love. Interesting combination. But I mean, I guess they can coexist, I suppose, depending on someone's circumstance. All right, let me just put some of these cards over here. Let's start with what to expect. We have the Ace of Swords reversed and the Seven of Pentacles. And now that I'm thinking about it, Libra, if I'm just gonna dig in here. Going back to your card, What to Embrace, with the Justice card, remember we had marriage, unexpected income, courthouse, and expectation. I wonder, again, if we're talking about what to embrace, I wonder if this is to go ahead and initiate a separation, initiate or formalize a divorce. I wonder. We really have to look at a lot of things when we look into tarot. So that's why I like to start off with a monthly forecast, but then I like to dig in, because like, what are we really talking about here? What are we really talking? Like, let's get to the nitty gritty, right? Okay. So anyway, Ace of Swords, and Seven of Pentacles. So Ace of Swords is typically new information, communication, aha moments, clarity. Seven of Pentacles is typically not the image of the card, even though this looks like somebody who's trying to win someone back. That message could be relevant, but the Seven of Pentacles is typically about investing your time and energy into something that you're waiting to see results from. It's patiently waiting for something to grow. Now, when we see this energy reverse, it's no communication, it's impatience. Okay, so you're tired, Libra, of waiting for results, waiting for someone to change. And you're at the point where, okay, well, I'm not getting any information from this person. I don't know where I stand. And so maybe that might be why you're at this point of separation. You're like, you know what, fuck it. Maybe it's time to just call it quits, right? That's what we expect going into the month of November. Now, the unexpected, Five of Pentacles and the Three of Cups upright. The Three of Cups can represent third-party energy, which is why I'm kind of like, it's interesting that we have separation, but also express your love and playfulness. Because if you are in a situation where like you need to be divorced, you might also have somebody. I talk to so many clients in this situation where like the divorce isn't finalized, but they're already dating other people. That could be the situation here. The Five of Pentacles is about need and feeling abandoned and feeling isolated. So I feel actually more of the playfulness card here, because the Three of Cups is actually playfulness and fun and having fun with people close to you. And in a relationship reading, it could definitely point to like fun in the bedroom, sort of. Now we got this playfulness card. To recapture romance, allow your inner youthful spirit of fun to shine. For me, if the unexpected is the Five of Pentacles here, it could be that what I'm getting anyway is that you're kind of fed up with yourself. You ever had a moment where like you're tired of your bullshit and you feel like you're over yourself, you've been tired or depressed and sad for too long, and you're like, fuck this, I'm going outside. You know what I mean? Have you ever had that moment, Libra? And I kind of feel like this is what's happening unexpectedly. It's like you get to a point where you're so tired of being alone and you just like decide to put yourself out there and see what you catch. Now, if you're in a committed relationship, okay, let me just pause here for a second. It might be that you're not really getting a lot from your partner and you might be tempted with a third-party connection. It could be, this is a reach, but it could be that if you've already had a little something on the side, maybe all of a sudden they ice you out. Maybe all of a sudden they stop communicating with you. I don't really think that's a message here though, because Three of Cups, especially upright, it's oftentimes like reunions, getting back with the girls, you know, getting back with the crew, especially after a period of isolation. So it feels like you're letting your hair down after just being fed up with not having any answers. I'm biting my lip, hold on. All right, let's look into theme of the month. Page of Wands again. Now we've got this repeating card here. So whenever we have repeating cards in the spread itself, I definitely want you to be looking those up. So do your research on Page of Wands so that you can connect to what it means for you. We've got fire sign energy, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. Again, freedom of exploration, creativity. I want to say fantasy, but sure. But only because of the imagery of the card. Temperance reverse, but in this case, I am definitely paying attention to the imagery on the card, which is the family. Excuse me. Now, typically, the temperance is balance. It is compromise. It is the middle path. It often indicates angels as well, people from the other side. It's one of my cards that I look to when people from the other side are wanting to communicate. With it being reversed, to me, this is a message of like just lack of balance, lack of compromise in your love life, and you're not happy. The Nine of Cups reversed, you're not happy. And it's kind of crazy because the Nine of Cups is like one of those cards, it's a wish fulfillment, right? So when you have it reversed, it's like nothing is really bad. It's like you have everything but. And that going back to key goal to pursue, the Four of Cups, try not to look at what's missing. Try to focus on what you can be grateful for. Because the Nine of Cups is that. It's like you have all the things, you should be happy, but you're not. I was just having this conversation with my girlfriend last night. Like we were talking about basically first world problems. I mean, we were just talking about and catching up on how like just kind of discontentment that we're feeling in our life, and how technically we don't have much to complain about. But, you know, we also have our own personal goals and ambitions, and feeling like we're falling behind. So that can definitely be the message of the Nine of Cups. I have everything but, you know, feeling like that thing is missing. We do have the Emperor reversed here, which could point to fatherhood. If you're dealing with a father, having issues with the father of your child, maybe dealing with the absence of a father. Now, the Emperor is also about somebody who's directive. They take control. They're decisive. They're in charge. This is also this can also be related to a boss. When it is reversed, sometimes it also represents Aries, in case anybody's dealing with an Aries. When it's reversed, it often indicates somebody who is a tyrant, somebody who can be rude or dismissive or angry. Just think of like a horrible boss, right? And also, of course, masculine energy. I don't know where this express your love comes in at, because that is not, I mean, the Page of Wands is expression, so maybe go ahead and make a romantic gesture. Maybe, I don't know, at some point you will do that this month, but I don't know that you're going to get much results from it, if I'm being very honest. When I look at all those cards collectively in terms of theme of the month, it feels like you're spreading your wings. It feels like you're tired of dealing with somebody who won't budge, who's only wants their way or the highway. You're recognizing you're not happy and you want to break free from that. You're tired of settling for this. That's what I'm getting. What do you got for Libra, please? Healing Heart Journey. What you got for Libra this month, November 2025? Shedding, getting rid of the old, embracing the new, coming into your power. Now remember, this is the year of the snake. What you got for Libra 2025, November? Something coming through here, guys. It also might be that your father, I don't know what your situation is, your father might not approve of who you date. And low-key, I think you might be starting to agree with them. Okay, bright future. Dark times are behind you. It's time to shine. You emerge even brighter. I like to see. These are two of the more positive cards in this deck. To me, Libra, it's like you're just not You're just over somebody's bullshit. And you're just, but it's bigger than being over somebody's bullshit. You're ready to actually see what else is out there. You're actually ready to see what else is out there. Embracing the old, getting rid of the old, embracing the new. You know? Let's look at your career and finances. Okay. I still have Legally Blonde in my head. Jesus Christ. Let me know if the Legally Blonde reference makes sense to anybody. And if anybody passed away to you that loved that movie or whatever, I don't know if they're trying to connect. I don't know. And maybe you've been, if that's true, maybe you've been thinking about this person. Maybe they're just trying to confirm that they're still with you. Maybe also just a reminder to be more like Elle Woods. I mean, that bitch was relentless and she faced a lot of obstacles, you know. She's very unconventional in the legal world with all her pink. Career and finances. Here we go. Okay. Temperance again. Temperance specifically reversed again. I do think somebody from the other side is trying to connect Libra. Okay. Back in the deck energy is the Hermit. Maybe in the recent past, you kind of just kept to yourself, kind of was just kept your head down, trying to figure your shit out. Okay, let's look at what we got here. What you got for Libra for November 2025, please? Overall, any guidance for Libra? November. Okay, luck. Happy to see that here. November 2025 for Libra. Gift and something else. Gift and student coming out. Oh, God. Okay. I want one more. One more, please. I'm going to just like do it like a book. What you got? Peacemaker. Unsurprised for Libra. Okay, here we go. Let's put those to the side for now. All right, what to expect? 7 of Wands and 3 of Wands. Okay. 7 of Wands is boundaries, defensiveness, maintaining control. 3 of Wands is expansion, looking to the future. So what I'm looking at here, Libra, you know you can manage your situation as it is, but you know you need to make some changes. So that's what you're working on this month, seeing how you can grow, seeing how you can expand while you kind of keep shit going and running as it is. Also, this is a confirmation. Whenever I personally see a 7 of Wands in a spread, to me, it is a confirmation that you will endure and figure out your shit. You will be able to maintain, if that's a worry of yours. But you're also, again, recognizing the need for growth. The unexpected, 3 of Pentacles and 6 of Cups. You may be working with somebody from the past unexpectedly. 3 of Pentacles is teamwork and collaboration. 6 of Cups represents the past. Again, it's Mercury retrograde, not surprised to see that here. The 6 of Cups does represent family as well, family that you've grown up with. It might even be that you go in, at least, I don't think it's you're going into business with family, but maybe this doing some sort of project with family unexpectedly, some sort of business dealings. All right. Theme of the month, Temperance reversed. Sagittarius energy is signified by Temperance, by the way. I don't think I mentioned that in your love reading. Balance, yin-yang energy, right? Moderation, mediation. When it's reversed, we're out of balance. So there is definitely an imbalance in your career and finances right now. But again, I do think someone from the other side is trying to connect. If that's interesting to you, you can book a mediumship session with me. The 4 of Swords reversed. Anxiety, like you need to be resting, but you're like spinning your fucking wheels. High Priestess, needing to trust your intuition. I mentioned this in your monthly forecast. And Page of Wands again. This is the 3rd time that Page of Wands has come up in your spread. So I definitely think, Libra, you need to meditate on that card. Refer to a lot of different resources and interpretations as well, okay? Now, the Page of Wands is typically expansion, it is freedom, exploration, creativity. When it's reversed, it's a lot of times inner exploration, self-exploration, trying to figure out, what do I want? You know, it's like personal development, you know, but you're not really letting people know that you're going through this little process. So really, Libra, what I'm seeing here is kind of like a little bit of an internal crash out. You are trying to keep shit normal, but in general, you're feeling very anxious. You're not feeling balanced despite your efforts, and you're being forced to look inward for change because the external is kind of failing you. Let's look at these oracle messages. This unexpected feels like its own message on its own. I don't think it has anything to do with, it just feels like an aside. Is it, you guys know what that means? An aside. Alexa, what's the definition of aside?
As a noun, side can have a few meanings.
That's not what I meant.
One of the surfaces
Alexa, stop.
Thing, or one of the lines bounding a geometric figure. 2. Either of the two broad surfaces of a thin.
Alexa.
As a door, a piece of paper, etc. 3. One of the lateral surfaces of an object, as opposed to the front, back, top, and bottom. 4.
Alexa, stop.
Areas of a thing.
Bitch. Sorry. Aside, A-S-I-D-E, to one side, out of the way. That's what I mean. This is an aside, okay? I could just say side note, but I really want to, you know, put you onto some vocabulary if you ain't know it. This just feels like its own separate message. You know, it's just kind of something that happens this month, but not really anything that like makes or breaks this month to me. All right. First one that came out was luck. Okay. Your luck is about to change for the better. You could get a lucky break, some financial breakthrough. Anything you do now will be very prosperous for you. Love to see that here. I think the next one was gift and student. Okay, gift. Someone might give you a gift, lend you money, or help you in some way. You could get a cash bonus at work. You have natural talents, gifts, and abilities just waiting to be discovered. Explore them. Student. Work with a mentor to learn new skills or teach you how to implement your plans. You could be in school to pursue higher education or work for a school district. Teach yourself to succeed with money or get a financial advisor to teach you. Lastly, we have peacemaker. You are being called to apply diplomacy and tact to a difficult situation. Consider politics, negotiations, unions, contracts, or any peacemaking careers. Approach situations with a win-win attitude when making business deals. I kind of think that, I mean, that really resonates for me for what you embrace. You know, with the Justice card, there is some important negotiation that is happening with a contract or even a marriage contract, or I don't know, some sort of important partnership is significant this month, but I think also equally providing you a lot of stress or giving you a lot of stress. All right, let's look at your, I hate to leave it on that note, but like, do your best, Libra, this month. Do your best. I hope luck and gift encourages you, because despite all of this, you do have some good things coming, but do your best. Okay, we've got spirit quartz for your, oracle card. I don't know why I'm burping and belching and all these things. Okay, 54. Here we go. I'm going to hold it here in case you would like to read this for yourself, if you'd like to pause, because I'm only going to read the general reading. All right, here we go. This is your overall message for November. Connecting to community, universal love, harmony, and cooperation, aka the peacemaker. Okay, we heal in partnership. The strong lifting up of the weak, the strong uplifting the weak, taking turns supporting each other. When this crystal spirit appears, the message is to reach out and connect to your community and discover the true power of your gifts through sharing them with others. Your willingness to put the highest good ahead of the wants of your small self is called for now. Reciprocity does not mean keeping Reciprocity does not mean keeping a ledger, but instead feeling the power of offering kind words and acknowledgments. You have the power to change the lives of others and awaken them to the abundance and love available from the conscious universe, who works through us all. Today, even the smallest outreach will make a big difference. This crystal's message is to remember your co-creative powers and open up to receiving the gifts you hope for. It may also be reminding you that it is a great gift to allow someone the power of giving to you without expectation of reciprocity, for in doing so, they experience their strength, abundance, and generosity. Listen to your intuition today, Priestess, as you give and receive, connecting to community and a shared desire for healing and replenishment. Okay, let me really look at this, y'all. Hold on. I think this is what's really sticking out to me. It may also be reminding you that it is a great gift. It may also be reminding you that it is a great gift to allow someone the power of giving to you without expectation of reciprocity, for in doing so, they experience their strength, abundance, and generosity. I think this is, for me, that's like really what's the biggest message of this, of like, let people help you. Remember the message was ask for help around the Wheel of Fortune. Let people help you without feeling the pressure of needing to give back. Let people just give and just feel like they did a good thing. God will take care of them in other ways. You know? Does that make sense? All right, Libra, that's what I got for you. I've been talking to you for too long. I love you so much. Drop some comments below. Add some color. Let me know how this is connecting for you, to let me know that I'm not completely off base. I really, love to hear that confirmation. So I hope you have a great month. Looks like it's going to be a little bit of a difficult one, but you'll make it through. I love you so much, Libra. Have a good night. Bye.